to hop on. Maybe. Or they may be getting the recording later. But we'll give them just a second. Y'all feeling good? Jeremy, are you doing the class? Are you doing the class? Okay, you look like you're working. Gotcha. Yeah, definitely makes the audio better. The audio is not great on Zoom. Oh, hi, your puppy. So cute. Alright, I'm going to give them one more minute and then we'll start. So again, oh, and I forgot to mention, for props, grab also a strap. So if you don't have a strap, you can use like a dish towel or a t-shirt, just whatever to wrap around your foot is basically what we're going to use it for. The throw blanket, you can grab a throw blanket and a lumbar pillow if you want to, just to have some extra options. And then the 2 regular sized throw pillows, or if you have yoga blocks at your house, you can use yoga blocks instead of the throw pillows. I do the throw pillows because I think that most people definitely have that. Most people may not have yoga blocks at their house. All right, guys, well, let's go ahead and get started. So we are actually going to start today in Savasana. Your choice if you want just a traditional flat out Savasana on your mat, or if you want a supported Savasana. So if you are going to a supported Savasana and using your props, you can get as wild with this as you want to. 2 of the first places that I like to start, if you are going for a supported Savasana, would be a pillow behind the shoulder blades and either a pillow or that rolled up blanket underneath your knees. So if you're using those props, just go ahead and position them. You can also position your other throw pillows underneath your arm if you like that support, and make your way down. The arms come out wide, or if you're feeling anxious, you can flip palms down to help settle yourself in, to help ground yourself a little better. Once you've found your comfortable resting place, take a big inhale to fill up, and open mouth exhale to let go. And I forgot to mention, if you're using the playlist I sent, you can go ahead and push play on that now. Allowing yourself the time and space here to settle in, to let go of your day, to let go of distractions, to bring yourself back to this state of being that is at ease, that is at peace, that has nowhere else to be or nothing else to worry about. As you start to set that mental distraction, mental chatter to the side, bring your awareness and your attention to your breath. Notice the rise and fall of the chest. Notice the rise and fall of the belly. Observe the slight audible sound of your breath coming in and out through the nose. then start to bring your attention from your breath into your body. I'm doing a scan here. And starting with the top of the head. Just notice even the smallest sensation of the hair on your head. Bring your attention into your ears. Down your neck, into your jaw. When you get to the shoulders, if you notice your shoulders are tied up by your ears, try to soften them down. Or if you notice the shoulders are curled up towards your chest, relax them back down towards the mat. Let your arms be heavy as they press down into the floor. Just feel the easy touch of your fingertips pressing down, or the air across the fingertips if you have palms up. As you come into your hips and into your glutes, relax in that area, a place that is really common for us to hold on to tension and stress. Take your awareness, your attention all the way down into your toes. And once you've become fully present in your body, in your breath, and take the time to set an intention for your practice. What's the purpose for your presence on your mat tonight? What do you need to get out of this practice? What do you need to get out of this time? What is it that's going to fill your cup? Once you've found that intention, whether it be a word or a theme or a mantra, I want you to just repeat it back to yourself as if it were a mantra for the next 10 breaths. When you're ready, begin to just get a little bit of movement in the fingers and toes to wake the body up a bit and prepare to transition. As we go to this first transition, we're still staying flat on our back, so feel free to just keep your eyes closed unless you need to look at the screen to see what you're doing. So if you've got props, we're going to remove those now and just set them to the side. And once you've removed your props, if you had to sit up to do that, then you'll come back down flat on your back. On your next inhale, take a big stretch. Reach your arms overhead, reach your toes towards the wall in front of you. And then we'll come into a banana shape with the body here. So we're gonna go to the left side first. Take the left arm over, and then kind of start to bring the right arm over as well. You can bring your head and neck over. And then left foot over, right foot up and over. I like to cross my right ankle over my left, but you don't have to do it that way. You can switch left ankle on top of right, whatever feels better to your hips. So we just want that banana shape with the body. We're curling to the left to feel the stretch through the right side. Now, if you'd like a little bit more intensity, you can always grab the right wrist with the left hand and give it a gentle pull to deepen your stretch. Once you've settled in, I want you to try to relax the shoulders back down to the floor. Close your eyes again. And just make sure the breath here is really nice and full, so that on that big inhale through the expansion of the body, you feel the stretch through the right side. And then on the deep exhales, you can really let go of tension and melt back down into your mat. Be here about 10 more breaths before we transition to the other side. This can be a little bit awkward of a place to be physically, especially if you feel tight in your shoulders or tight in your hips. So if you're feeling that awkwardness, if you're feeling that stiffness, let your focus be on the exhale breath and letting go of resistance. So maybe that comes in the form of clenching your teeth or clenching your hands. Just work to let those areas go. The eyes still closed, slowly we'll transition to the other side. So start with upper body, bring yourself back to center. And then lower body, bring yourself back to center. Now upper body starts to go over to the right. And lower body goes over to the right. And if you've got candles going, definitely maybe open your eyes to check and make sure you're not gonna kick anything over. Good. Give yourself the time and the space to adjust. And find a place that feels comfortable. And keep that in mind throughout this entire class. So you always want to be in a place of comfort, a place of rest and relaxation, and nothing ever that feels forced or painful at all. Just about 3 more breaths here. When you're ready, gently bring yourself back to center. And we'll take a big body stretch again. So just reaching the fingers and toes in opposite directions. And then releasing the arms down by your side. So for our next pose, we are going to use some props. You might want to gently roll yourself up to get your props if they're not right beside you. So what we'll use, definitely your strap. Put your strap close by you. And then your pillows and your blanket probably. So we're going to a side twist. So we're going to want something between the legs. I'm going to prefer my lumbar pillow between my legs, but you just, depending on what you brought with you to use, pick what you think would be the best support between your knees. And then you might want something else to support your head and neck. So that might be your rolled pillow or rolled blanket, or that might just be another pillow. So just grab all the things so that you can make yourself comfortable. But definitely don't forget that strap. Okay, so once we come down, we're going to take a pillow between our legs, between the knees. You're lying flat on your back with your knees bent, and then you'll drop your legs over to the right side. So this is just an easy supine twist, what we're coming into. Okay, so shoulders are down, chest is up, knees drop over to the right side. Now, we'll take left arm out, and then right arm can come up. So that's keeping you in that twisted shape. If it feels uncomfortable for right arm to be extended up, then what you're going to do is take right arm either on your belly or both arms out like a T, so whatever feels best. And then if you want something under the head and neck, you can prop that other pillow, or you can prop your blanket under the neck. And that feels very good to me. So if you feel a little bit like awkward, not sure about it, try popping something underneath the head and neck. See if that little adjustment makes you feel more settled. And then once you're in your space, you have your props adjusted in a way that you like. Close your eyes again and come back to your breath. If you notice here that your resistance is coming up in the form of clenching your glutes, just be aware and relax in that space. As long as it's comfortable, your neck is turned so that your gaze would be past your left fingertips. Allow yourself to use this time and space to really tune in with your body. Those little subtle nuances, the tight tightness, the soreness, the tiny little differences from right to left side in our muscles or in our joints. Your restorative practice is the perfect opportunity for you to become aware of those small, tiny little whispers. In our next breath, we're making a very small shift. So we're keeping the lower body exactly as it is. We're just twisting the upper body to the right side. So you come more into a fetal position than a supine twist. So my suggestion for arms would be a starting place, and then if that's not comfortable, you can always shift to something else. But you could take the right arm out long like a T. And then as you shift over to the right side, just take the left arm up and over with the left bicep resting on the left ear. If that's not comfortable, you can certainly bring the left arm down to rest so that the shoulder's not rotated up. Good, guys, y'all look good. So just find the place that works for you. Allow yourself to settle in here. And in this place, start to observe the spine. So now we've come from a twisted spine to a rounded spine. So just notice the place that you're in. Notice how your spine is feeling here. Notice if this curve and rounded shape feels like a release of compression in the vertebrae. No judgment, no changing, just simply noticing. As we continue with these long hold poses, remember that you don't have to stay married to the exact position you started in. If you need to shift and adjust throughout the long hold, always feel free to do so. We're staying in this position. You're gently just going to reach for your strap. I'm going to move so you can see what I'm doing better, but you're going to stay right where you are unless you have a wall that's not allowing you to extend your leg. Okay, so we're staying in that fetal position. You're just grabbing your strap and you're going to hook it around the ball of the left foot. We're going into a stretch for the IT band here. So you'll start to straighten the left leg. And you can stay really relaxed here. You can keep your eyes closed. You're simply extending the left leg out to stretch through the side. Keeping the pillow between the knees. Keeping the head and shoulders relaxed down. Keeping the right knee bent. And you can bend the left knee as much as you need to. Y'all look great. Let's give this about 3 more breaths here. slowly release your strap. We're going to start to shift to the other side. So we're starting with that supine twist. All you do is just pick your knees up. You can keep your pillow sandwiched between your knees. Drop the knees over to the left side if you need to readjust the upper body. If you have a pillow or blanket underneath your head that you need to readjust, feel free to go there. And then with that supine twist, we're starting with the open chest. So the right arm out like a T or like a cactus arm. The left arm can be up or it can be out as well. Or you can rest it on your belly, on your leg, just whatever feels comfortable to you there. If it's okay with your neck, you're turning the head so that the right ear is down. Allow yourself to close your eyes and settle back in. If you feel a deep stretch or a sense of relief in holding this twist, I want you to just notice where that feeling comes from. Where is that place in the body where this twist is giving you the stretch or giving you the relief? Is it in your low back? Is it in your hip, your piriformis? Just checking in with the physical sensation. Keeping the eyes closed, simply begin to make that switch from supine twist to fetal position. So gently just bringing the upper body to turn to the left side. Could take left arm out, right arm can go up, right bicep resting on the ear, or you could keep right arm down, whatever feels best to you. Really great. Just allowing yourself to be here fully rested for about 5 more breaths. Gently begin to reach for your strap. Taking your strap, hook it around the ball of the right foot. No need to really move or shift or change anything else in the body except for straightening out the right leg as much as possible. It doesn't need to be perfectly straight. And then gently pulling the strap to deepen the stretch through the IT band. Give yourself just a couple more breaths. And slowly release that strap. Just let it rest to the side. We'll gently come back to our backs. Taking your pillow, remove it from between your legs. Bend your knees, feet are planting down on your mat. So we're going to come to a bridge pose. We're not going to be here long just because I don't know that if all of you have blocks or not. So we're not going to be here for too long, but if you have the ability to do a supported bridge, that's what I would go for. So if you have the blocks, push into your feet, lift your hips, and stack your blocks underneath your low back. If you've got a pillow or anything underneath your head, I would remove that here. If you don't have blocks, you can still support your bridge pose with your hands, which to me feels very good because it's an opportunity to move a little bit deeper into the back bend, into the stretch. So just play around with this with whatever props you have and with whatever depth feels good to your back tonight. And if you don't want that super big push with the hands and you're not using blocks, feel free to just go to a normal bridge pose and hold for a few breaths. So pushing down into your feet, lift your hips. If you're using your hands, walk your hands underneath your low back, kind of walk those elbows in so the elbows are supporting the wrist. And then use the arms to hold your body in this position. If you're using blocks, you would just pop your blocks underneath your low back about where my hands are. Gaze is up. Chin is off of the chest. Just a little space between chin and chest. Shoulders are pulled back so the chest is opening up. Grounded into the feet. Notice if the knees start to open up to the sides. If they do, just bring the knees back in line with your hips. If you can, let's hold this 3 more breaths. Slowly start to make your way back down, and we'll come into a happy baby. Bending the knees, grabbing the outsides of the feet, or you can get your ankles or calves if you can't get your feet. Pull your knees down past the rib cage, soles of your feet shining up. If it feels good, you can add a rock side to side here. If it feels better to just be still and centered and slowly work the knees down, that's a great place to be as well. And bring the knees to your chest. Give yourself a tight squeeze. We're going to rock and roll ourselves up to an all fours position here. So don't think rock and roll like in a vinyasa class where you're trying to like pop up quickly. Just give yourself a gentle rock to massage your spine forward and back. Do it a few times. And then transition yourself to that all fours position. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And we'll take a few cat-cows here. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift your chest, lift your tailbone. Exhale, push the mat away from you. Round your spine, tuck your chin in. We'll inhale, belly down, chest and tailbone lift. And exhale to round the spine. And maybe going just about 3 more times here. Great, guys. And on your next inhale, come back to a neutral flat spine. And we'll shift into half pigeon on the right side. So getting your blocks, pillows, props, whatever you want to use here, they're totally optional. You don't have to use them, but know that we are going to hold this a little bit longer than you would in a vinyasa class. So if you want that extra sense of comfort, definitely grab yourself some pillows. So what we're going to do is bring the right shin forward and extend the left leg back. Now, ways to use props here. You could take a block or a pillow and place it underneath the right hip, kind of just pushing it underneath that right glute. And then you could take a pillow or your rolled blanket and place it in front of you to rest your head or your arms on. So if you're choosing to use your props, go ahead and get them positioned and then make your way down. So as we hold this, also if you're really tight, you can pile up a couple pillows in front of you if that's helpful for you instead of coming all the way down to the floor. We're going to hold this for several minutes. So I'm going to give you a cue about halfway through to switch the turn of your head. So if you're starting here with your right ear to the mat, then about halfway through I'll tell you to switch and you would just turn left ear to the mat or vice versa, just so you don't get a stiff neck. So go ahead and make your way down. Once you've gotten into the pose, shift and adjust as needed. And then close your eyes and start to settle into the breath again. Allow your shoulders to fall out of the ears. Allow your jaw to soften. Take your tongue off the roof of your mouth. And then about at that halfway point, go ahead and turn your neck. So placing the opposite ear down. And slowly, gently begin to push yourself up. We're going to stay right here in this position with the legs just to get a quick quadricep stretch. So take your time, no pain. We'll start by simply bending the left knee. If you feel okay there, then you can reach back with the left hand, grab the foot and work it in. If it feels like too much to grab for the foot, then don't worry about that today. Just bending the knee is going to give you a good stretch without even having to work the foot in. Y'all are great. Gently release that left leg down. We're going to push back to our all fours position. So scoot yourself out of the way if you need to. Just draw the left knee in and step the right knee back to meet it. If you need a cat-cow, or to me it just kind of feels good to shift my hips from side to side here to kind of adjust out of that right side before we make our way into the left side half pigeon. So whenever you're ready, left side half pigeon, you'll bring your shin forward, stretch the right leg back. Okay. Now if you're using props here, you can go ahead and position that. So you might want a pillow or a block underneath that right hip. You might want a pillow or a block or your blanket underneath your arms or chest or head, and then make your way down. And of course, once you've come down, if it doesn't feel right, then change it. You don't have to stay with where you started. Once you've come down to that half pigeon left side, we just take those deep breaths, remembering that we will switch the head, the turn of the head, about halfway through. It's really easy in any yoga practice, but even more so in a slower practice where there's not a ton of transitioning and there's not a ton of cueing and movement. In that space where there is just simply more space, it's very common for distraction to creep in. For you to start thinking about what's on the to-do list for tomorrow, or what's for dinner later tonight, or anything like that. So be aware of your thoughts. Use this restorative practice not only as a practice of the physical self to stretch and restore your physical body, but also a practice. It's a perfect place for the practice of becoming conscious and aware of your thoughts. And that's not to say that having distracting thoughts or random thoughts coming in and out during a restorative practice or a meditative practice is a bad thing at all. It actually is a great thing to carve out that time and space of quietness for yourself, so that you can learn to become more aware of the thoughts that are running through your head. And when you become more aware, then you're more able to control. You're more able to eliminate the negative thoughts, or just simply see them for what they are. and turn your neck if you haven't already. And gently begin to push yourself up here. We'll get that short quadricep stretch. So once you come up on your hands, bend the right knee. And as long as it feels okay, reach back with the right hand, grab the foot, work it in. And gently let the right leg come down. Shift yourself over to your left hip this time. Swing the right leg forward. We've got just a couple stretches that we're going to do against the wall. So if you're not already in a position against the wall, just kind of scoot yourself there. So we're going to start with, and these aren't going to be super long holds since we're already pretty close to the end of class. So just scoot yourself to the wall. We're going to start with legs up the wall. So the easiest way I find to get there is to place your hip against the baseboard and then just swing the legs up and kind of wiggle your bottom closer to the baseboard. So you can take arms out like a T. You can rest your hands on your belly. You can go one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Just whatever feels best to you. Take a few deep breaths here. Close your eyes and let your shoulders fall back away from your chest. We're going to move into a figure 4. So you're going to take the right ankle, cross it over the top of the left knee, so your legs look like the number 4. So you want to open that right knee towards the wall. Then bend the left foot, place your foot on the wall, and gently bring your heel down as low as what you're able to go towards the baseboard. So you've got the option to take the right hand and push that into the right knee to open the hips, or you have the option to simply let the knee bend in towards your chest. No right or wrong way to do that, just whatever feels good to you tonight. If you have a twinge in the knee, you can try flexing the right foot here as well. And slowly let the left leg go straight back up the wall. Right leg comes straight up as well. Now we'll transition to the other side. Left ankle crosses over the right knee. Bend the right knee. Start to draw the heel down the wall just as low as what's comfortable for you to go. You can try flexing the left foot, pushing the left knee towards the wall, or just keeping it super relaxed and letting your body kind of fall where it is here. Slowly let the right leg come straight back up the wall. Left leg comes straight back up as well. The last pose here before we finish out with the seated meditation, we're going to cobbler's pose on the wall. So what you'll do is bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet together, and then draw the heels down the wall towards your body or towards the baseboard. So your feet stay on the wall so that you can stay relaxed and you're not holding your feet in space. Now again, some options here. You can rest your hands on your belly or rest your arms out, or you can take your hands for a little more intensity and push your knees towards the wall. If you're choosing that last option, make sure you keep your face and shoulders relaxed. And just a couple more breaths here. And gently as you come out, you'll just bring your knees to your chest. Roll yourself to your side so that you can come out with ease. Push yourself up. And then come to an easy seated position on your mat. We're going to finish out this nice restorative practice with a seated meditation. If you want to use a prop here, you can definitely sit on one of your pillows or sit on your folded up blanket if that's more comfortable for you. You'll find a resting place for your hands. It could be hands on your knees or in your laps, palms up or palms down, either way. Because it's evening, we're kind of getting close to bedtime, palms down again can kind of ground you down. If you feel anxious, that can kind of help with that as well. If you feel like you need to kind of bring in some more light energy, then palms up may feel better, more helpful for you. So either way, you sit up tall, close your eyes, roll your shoulders back. Take a big inhale, fill up with air. Open mouth, exhale, let go. Now just seal off the lips and start to let the breath come in and out with ease. So just a really natural, easy rhythm of breath. The meditation we're going to do tonight is a breathing meditation that incorporates some visualization. So before we begin, I want to give you that visualization. And it's just simply the words that you hear at the end of probably all of your yoga classes, which is the light in me honors the light in you. So as we sit in this meditation, as we sit with our breath, I want you to literally visualize the light within you in that breath. And that can mean different things to different people. Traditionally, in a traditional yoga practice, it refers to the divine spirit that's in all of us. So maybe it's visualizing it as that, or maybe it's just visualizing your life energy as that light. So as we begin, we're going to visualize the light of physical, bright, white light at your root chakra, so at your base, at your pelvic floor, at your seat. And with every inhale, I want you to see that light, that bright white light, just starting to grow up through your body. So up through your middle, up through your belly, your spine, into your chest as your chest swells with air, coming all the way out through the crown of the head. And then on the exhale, that light comes back down through the body, through the crown of the head, through the spine, the chest, the belly, back into the root chakra. And just continue like that with every inhale and every exhale. Imagine that light flowing in and out. And not stopping at the crown of your head, but allowing the light at the peak of your inhale to expand out of your body before it comes back in. And as you're doing this, work to make the breath as full and as long as possible. When you think you're full of air, can you take in one more sip? Can you make that bright light shine a little bit higher? We'll continue like this for 5 more breaths. At the end of that 5th breath, allow your breathing to go back to your normal, steady rhythm. Eyes are still closed. Bring your hands to heart center. Drop your chin to your chest, just as a symbol of acknowledgement to that light that's in yourself. Give thanks for this day. Give thanks for your able body, for your yoga practice, and for this wonderful community that we have where we can come together online, lift each other up, and practice with each other. And I give so much thanks for each of you practicing with me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Thank y'all for coming to practice tonight.